Hi, and welcome to Change is Beautiful, our April paper pumpkin alternative kits. Projects. Before we get started, I'll share with you what I did with the kit itself. I did everything as the kit said to make three the way the kit suggested. However, I did move the butterfly over a little bit so that it could kind of catch that little edge and keep it closed. And to decorate that envelope, I just used some Stamp and Blend markers and the stamp from the butterfly stamp from the kit. So nothing fancy on that or different. Same for this one. I did everything that the kit suggested, except I did move it over just a little bit to the right so that you could use it to kind of hold that edge down. And then I use the color and contour stamp set to do the envelope, the outside of the envelope. I thought it was pretty with that. Then for the Over the Moon card, I just added three of those little, I think they're supposed to be like little egg larvae things from the caterpillar, but in this case they're moon rocks. So there you go. And I didn't do anything other than add that. And I did for the outside of the envelope, I used Kite Delight, the moon and the cloud, and I just did a little masking so I could get the cloud in front of the sun. Okay, so those are the three cards that they suggested that we make, and then I went to creating something different. So when you create this card, you have some little punch out areas, right? So there's holes here. And I kept all of those punch outs. I'm calling them like the negative pieces. And I made them into some cards. And the first card I did is I made this card. So I put some, I first used a white card base, and I used the blending brushes, these blending brushes, and I brushed on the blue, the new sky blue, sky something, starry night, starry sky, and then I did the Sahara sand, and then I did not use the blending brush for the bottom piece. I just used the daubers to make it look more grassy like, and that was with the other new in color parakeet party or parade, parakeet something. Okay, and so then I took those cutout pieces from the card, and I put Wink of Stella on them. Where is my little wink? Okay, the Wink of Stella. And this is such a great little way to add some sparkle. So I just added some sparkle on the back side, and then I bumped them up on dimensionals. I bumped the moon and two of the bigger stars. Then I glued flat the other three stars. And then I used my favorite Jelly Roll pen, and I dotted some extra stars up in the sky. And I thought that was really pretty. Now, you're probably wondering how I have that kind of undulating piece there. And what I did is I just took a piece of scrap paper and I tore it, and then basically just, this isn't the actual one that I used for this one, but you can see that you can make it thicker or thinner a line, and then you just do your brushing right into there. So when I first started this one, I brushed like this, and then when I came down here, I used that, and I brushed here and very carefully didn't get into the blue, and then at the end I flipped it over and did the last round with the dauber from the bottom up, from the corners and the bottom up. Okay, so that's the way that's made. And then on the inside, I used the dauber and did exactly the same thing. So I just went ahead and made a little path for myself. I don't know how I had this, but there we go. I made a little pathway and just held it down with my fingers, and then with my dauber I just started with the green, and from the right side or left side, and then from the right side I did it in this way. So I have to remember I'm doing this opposite from you. Okay, and then I believe in you. So we're going to make that together. I also did the envelope. The envelope was kind of cute. So I did the same little stripey thing there and across the bottom of the envelope. And then before I took away my little open spot, I stamped my stamp too, so it only shows a part of the stamp. And I think that's a really slick looking way to do things. So that's the way you do that card. Then using the same idea, I made another card, and this card is a top down card. So it's like that. And so again, Wink of Stella on the pieces of the moon and the stars. A couple of the stars popped up on dimensionals, and the moon is popped up on dimensionals. Instead of tying the ribbon around the moon like I did on this one, you see the ribbon is tied around the moon. I just made my own bow, and I fixed it with some of the glue dots. Okay, and then I did my background. I did not use a mask this time. I just started at the top and went down, and then started at the bottom and worked up, and then just kind of stopped in the middle to get that kind of effect. And I added a pretty little butterfly that's made out of glimmer paper. There's a little caterpillar in the corner, I believe in you. And on the inside, I did butterflies flying off the page. So basically starting at the bottom and just kind of floating off to the top of the page. For this envelope, I did sponging, and I started at the top with the starry sky, and I started at the bottom with the parakeet parade, and then just stopped them so that there was a blank in the middle, and I did the same on the back. So it gives it a very different look, kind of fun, and so we'll be making that one as well. Then I went back to the card bases, and Rachel Tessman, she had a great hack, and that was to cut the front little portion off of your card. So that's what I did, and then I glued it back on. So we're going to cut this little front piece off, then we're going to glue a piece of black in its place, reattach that to the front, and then add a little piece to the back for some writing. So you don't have to use the back as the writing area. You have a writing space inside your card. So we are going to add a little butterfly here that is cut out, and we're going to add a little daisy to help show you where to open it. And I think that makes a lovely card. For that envelope, I just stamped in Memento Black and added the same, roughly the same colors that are on the card. So Mango, Mambo, something, and Mango Melody, and Just Jade. So that's what that card is. So the next card is, again, using that same technique where you're going to chop off the front, and you're going to reattach it with a black piece. And in this one, we're going to add a glitter butterfly on top of the butterfly that they had. And we're going to stamp our little white piece here. Again, adding that little daisy to signify where to open. I think that card is darling. And for the envelope, I did 2 of the butterflies in Memento Black, Just Jade, Mango Melody, and then I used the, what is that? Mambo. What is that color called that I can't remember? And it's the Melon Mambo. It's like I'm forgetting a word. Melon Mambo. And I just did dots there, so it brings in all 3 of the colors again. So Melon Mambo, I have to remember that. Okay, the next card that we're doing is actually 2 cards, and it's because we're using that base that had the stars and the moon on one side, and then you open it up and it has the sun. So I made a sun card that I really like, and used a little bit different sentiment label punch, and I provided that label punch for you, added some flowers around it, bumped it up on dimensionals. I added some, what is this called? This is called Shimmery Crystal Effect. And I don't know if you can see it, but it is, oh there, I think you can see it. It's so cool. It's, it makes it shine, and it's got a little bit of a glitter in it. And it's on the clearance rack right now. So Shimmery Crystal Effect. You just put it on and then let it dry. It's really cool. So I used that on this card, and I used it on the moon. Can you see the shimmery on the moon too? So kind of cool. For the inside, I just used a little bit of a marker, Stampin' Blend marker, and then I cut one of the butterflies in half and glued either half on either side to give it a more finished look. So I think that card is cute. And then the same with the black card. I used a bumblebee card base and glued it flat. Then I used some of that crystal shimmer effect on the stars. I did some embossing, I Believe in You, with white embossing powder, but if you don't have white embossing powder, you could use your white ink that you might have, or pigment ink, or you could even just write using your jelly roll, or a third option would be to make it a label and just stamp I Believe in You on a white label. I also added some little white dots around in the sky to break it up a bit with my jelly roll pen. I love that pen. I always seem to find ways to use that. So we'll be making that card as well. So that does it for our cards this month. But I did want to show you, because I know Mother's Day is too late, but you might be doing some of your cards ahead of time, and so I went ahead and I made more of these black add-on pieces, and I just wanted to share with you. I used the Happy and Heartfelt, so it says Happy Mom Day on it. I used some little pieces of doily. I had some old flower cutouts, and so I used those little larvae pieces as the centers. I put one down here. On the inside, again, I used All Day Your Way from that Happy and Heartfelt kit stamp set. I think that's so cute. I did something similar with this card. Oh, no. This card is the similar card. So, again, halfway, I just cut it on that first fold and then used the piece of black and added a piece of white. I added another butterfly that can stand up and fly. I think those are just adorable Mother's Day cards. And then the last card is I took the sun side and I actually made it into 4 by 5 1/4, and I cut it at 2. So it's like 2 inches and then 3 1/4 inches this way, I think. Anyway, so that there's a gap in the middle, and I bumped those 2 pieces up on dimensionals. Then I added a little doily to make it look like a happy card. I added some birds up in the corner, and I stamped Relax and Enjoy Your Day, added some greenery down at the bottom. So I think those cards turned out really cute. And so I am looking forward to seeing you a week from Friday. Your pieces and bits are in the mail. If I can do anything for you, let me know. And the new catalog, I know you've received them by now. The new catalogs go live on May the 3rd. Woohoo! Okay, take care. Bye-bye.